Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Friday, March 3rd. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. Coming up on today's show, we were able to connect with Tennessee's Attorney General at his first of 3 town hall meetings where he's leading the discussion about the negative impact of social media companies on children. After that, we talk with the president of Historic Granville to learn about their Granville spring opening. I cannot wait to share more about Granville and what they have to offer in what's called a Mayberry style town. But first, let's get a check of our headlines. Governor Bill Lee's $3.3 billion road funding plan advances to the Senate Finance Ways and Means Committee. Now, this bill is one to establish toll option lanes and then raise fees for electric vehicle drivers. This bill would also increase the annual fees paid by electric vehicle drivers by $200, seeking to create parity between EV and combustion engine user fees. You can read more on this bill by going to mainstreetmediatn.com. The second annual Citizens Fire Academy is set for spring of this year for the Columbia Fire and Rescue. Now, if you're 18 and older, you have the chance to take part in this free six-week program where you will learn all about what it takes to be in the fire service. So classes will take place every Monday and Saturday from April 17th through May 22nd. And then get your green ready if you're in Gallatin. Now, rain, shine, even snow, runners and walkers are getting ready for the 10th annual Shamrock Run 5K and 10K in downtown Gallatin. You see the green in this picture here. This is a fundraiser for scholarships awarded by the Gallatin Chamber Foundation. These scholarships are awarded to a group of selected teachers from schools across the city. Learn more by visiting mainstreetmediatn.com. All right, let's get a check of our forecast with Justin and see what we have in store for us later this morning and this afternoon, and also get our fun Tennessee fact for this Friday.
Yes, here it is. The funnest fact of the week.
Give it.
Moon pies are made from Tennessee. Ask me where.
From Tennessee? Really? Where? Where were they made?
Chattanooga, Tennessee is where you can find the moon pie mecca.
So what is that now? We have Mountain Dew made in Tennessee, moon pies, and then cotton candy created here in Tennessee.
Exactly. So nothing
Pretty
healthy.
Cool.
But you can go to other states for all the healthy stuff.
I love it. I love it, Justin. Thank you.
No problem at all. Here's your weather for today. It's a little bit testy as we begin the morning. Windy. Winds are going to get up to about 25 to 35 miles an hour. 90% chance of rain with possible severe thunderstorms. But as we get into the evening, it's going to cool off from 70 being the high to about 41. And the clouds will clear. As long as we make it through that treacherous morning, we should be okay as we get into the evening.
Awesome, Justin. Thank you so much.
Very welcome.
Accountability and transparency is what Tennessee Attorney General Jonathan Skrmetti wants from big tech companies. He is hosting 3 town hall meetings, the first of which happened last night at Rossview Middle School in Clarksville, Tennessee. Here's a look at the turnout from last night's town hall meeting. You see the crowd or some of the crowd there as Attorney General Skrmetti was speaking. Now, one concern has been that he has brought up with us before here on Mornings on Main Street is the concern of the negative impact from social media companies and others on the mental health of children and teens. We caught up with Attorney General Skrmetti after the town hall meeting, and this is what he had to say about the first of the 3.
I think at the end of the day, there's hope. This is so new. It's developed so fast. And you look at the numbers and they are staggering. Almost 3 in 5 teenage girls in the latest federal survey has had mental health problems as a result of social media. An awful lot of boys have too. That's terrifying as a parent. You see suicide rates, you see self-harm rates flying up. But this is a problem that the entire country is looking at. And everybody from the family level to the President of the United States, the Congress, is looking at this. And you have state attorney generals who have been the protectors of consumers for 100 years who are unified. Every state is working together to solve this problem. So it's going to take some fighting, but there's good reason to think that we're going to win in the end.
The next town hall meeting will happen on Thursday, March 9th in Jackson, Tennessee. This will be at the Southwest Tennessee Development District. And then the last of the 3 meetings will happen on Monday, March 27th in Chattanooga. This will take place at the School for the Liberal Arts. When we come back, we talk about a town in Jackson County, Tennessee. It is Granville, and they're getting ready for their spring opening. Cannot wait to share what this town is all about and why it has a distinction of being a Mayberry town. That and more when we come back.
Welcome to the Omni Nashville Hotel. Urban elegance with a vintage touch. Our 800-room hotel opened up in the fall of 2013 with 746 guest rooms and 54 suites.
Medical Associates, we've got you covered from neck to toe. Our orthopedics team offers services in sports medicine, foot and ankle reconstruction, spinal surgery, and more. We also have in-house imaging and physical therapy. Dixon Medical Associates, we specialize in what moves you.
Join me, Stefanie Miller, each week as we bring you the best of what's happening here in Clarksville. From the work of nonprofits to the latest events, highlights on local businesses, and also sharing you the stories of the beautiful people that make up the Queen City. There is what some would say a Mayberry-style town about an hour, 13 minutes east of Nashville, Tennessee. I am talking about the town of Granville, located in Jackson County. They have a special festival happening. It's the first of 8 festivals coming up. It's the Granville Spring Opening. And to tell us all about it and a little more about Granville itself, we have the president of Historic Granville. We have Mr. Randall Clemons with us this morning. Mr. Clemons, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having us. We are excited to tell you about Historic Granville, Tennessee's Mayberry town, and also we are a historic riverboat town. And we are going to be celebrating during the year of 2023 Steamboat Days in Granville.
How cool is that? So Steamboat Days in Granville, that gives us a little bit of an idea of probably maybe the setup that will be there for the festival. What else can we expect when we come there to Granville for the festival? And when is it happening?
Well, Steamboat Days in Granville is a year-long theme.
Okay.
It will be opening on March the 8th, and it will go through December the 31st. It's not a one-day festival. We have totally redecorated our town and all of our exhibits with the steamboat theme. We will be changing that quarterly as we have different exhibits. Each one of our 8 festivals that we do during the year will have a steamboat focus during 2023. Our first actual festival will be Mayberry Lucy Day on April the 14th and 15th, where we've gone to a 2-day festival. And we have all of the professional Mayberry impersonators. And this year we're honored to have Andy Griffith's daughter, Dixie Griffith, that will be with us for the 2 days.
No kidding.
So we have been doing Mayberry plays now for some 12 years. And it began our journey as Tennessee's Mayberry town. We now have a Mayberry Lucy Museum as well. And so we do all types of Mayberry events throughout the year. We do plays at Valentine. We do a spring play. We do plays with the Mayberry Lucy Day. And then we do an outdoor play in the 1st of May. And then we do Christmas plays the first 2 weeks of December.
How wonderful. And again, personal fan of the Andy Griffith Show that I watched when I was a kid. And of course, know that town very well, at least from the TV standpoint. Tell us a little bit more about Granville. Am I correct in saying it was formed in 1999? Did I get that right?
Granville was actually settled in 1799.
Okay.
We were on the banks of the Cumberland River. We're now on the banks of the Cordell Hull Lake as well. So we are a river town as well as a lake town. We were a major riverboat town from the mid 1800s until 1919. We had 3 riverboat landings, and we supplied all of the area east of here, the Cookville area. And so we had a great history as a steamboat town. We were called Banana Town because there were no more bananas delivered at the Granville landings than any place on the Cumberland River. And so that's one of our stories to fame.
That's a fun story right there. So being the president of Historic Granville, where do you get your love? Where did that come from?
Well, in 1999, Granville had become called by the National Tennessean Tennessee's ghost town. Because when the Cordell Hull Lake came in, it took our better land, and a lot of our residents left. And so as a result of that, in 1999, we were given the Granville Church of Christ building, and we organized a museum to preserve the history of Granville. A year later, we have an 1880 general store that had been closed for 30 years. And a couple from Mount Juliet, Harold and Beverly Sutton, came to Granville, discovered the store, bought it, restored it, opened it up. And then in 2007, they gave the store to the Granville Museum with 2 provisions: that we operated as a store and that we do a Saturday night bluegrass dinner show. We do that every Saturday night. We have since 2008, and we're broadcast in every state in the United States, every country in the world. We're operated by 234 volunteers that give of their time to operate the 8 museums that we operate, as well as the festivals that we do. We will be opening the world's largest whiskey decanter museum on May the 6th. They are China decanters that are unbelievable. There'll be over 5,000 of them. And we have a brand new building for this, and it's going to be a phenomenal thing.
I would say that it is going to be. So 8 museums in this small town.
We have a historical museum. We have the historic home, which is the home of Mr. Sutton, that was built in 1880, that we change quarterly, and we do guided tours through. We have a pioneer village. We have 2 car museums. We have a farm to table museum. We have a post office and barbershop museum. We have a Mayberry Lucy museum. We have a whistle stop saloon museum, and then our new decanter museum that we are fixing to open.
You know, I don't think I've ever heard of, I mean, again, it is a small town, having so many staples right there in it.
Well, we've tried to make it a tourist destination, and we are, about 12 miles from the closest big town. We're a little town of about 300 people that is very proud of our heritage, and it's a step back in time. It's a place that you can come and get away from the stresses of life, have about 4 hours of entertainment, great food at the Sutton General Store, and always see something different every time you come to Granville, because we want it to be a place that you can come 5 or 6 times throughout the year and see something different.
I almost got out of my chair when you said get away from the stresses of life. I'm like, okay, I'm ready. Let me just get there right now. Talk to me a little bit more about when that Mayberry distinction came about and how you guys came that little Mayberry town, or had that distinction made.
Well, Granville is, through its history, has been kind of like Mayberry, where people were sitting on the porch, small town, walk down the middle of the street. As visitors began to come here, they began to call us Mayberry. Then with the Mayberry plays, they were been very, very successful. And then we were given a large collection of Andy Griffith that were enough that we could establish a museum. So from that, we began to be called Mayberry, and then we were able to get certified as Tennessee's Mayberry town.
That is the coolest thing. How many visitors do you say like you have in a year's time? How many people travel to Granville to check it out?
We have about 35,000 guests a year.
That's amazing.
Very
How do
amazing
we-
for a small town.
Heck yes, it is. That most definitely is. And how do we get more information? Do we just follow your social media, or is
You
there
can go to
a
GranvilleTN.com.
okay?
We have a very extensive website that covers everything in Granville as well as all of our festivals. You can call 931-653-4151. We are big on social media, and so you can cover us in all forms of that.
Everything, like you were just so fluid with all of the information of Granville. Do you run the social media page too?
No, I don't.
No.
I believe in social media, but I'm not the one that does it.
Gotcha,
We have a
gotcha.
great team. Granville occurs because of the great volunteer base that we have. We're Tennessee's volunteers. We are a volunteer state, and Granville is a great example of the passion that our volunteers have to preserve a small rural riverboat town.
Oh, I love it. My heart is already wanting to come and visit you guys. There are a couple more questions for you. If we are coming in to see Granville, how long should we give ourselves? Should we stay 2 days or the weekend?
Well, we have wonderful bed and breakfasts. We have a marina as well that has a resort, Wildwood Resort here. So it's definitely a destination for a weekend. Ideal thing is to come and stay 2 nights. Be here on Saturday night for the Bluegrass Dinner Show. If we have plays going on, you can do the play on Friday night and do the Bluegrass on Saturday night. If you're just wanting to drive in, then we encourage you to be here by 11 o'clock, and it'll take you to at least 3 to 4 to complete your visit.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go back to the Bluegrass real quick. Sorry, cannot talk, obviously, but is it local musicians or do you have people coming in from out of town?
We have musicians coming from all over the world.
Wow.
Bluegrass bands. We draw from all over the world. We've had people here in the last 90 days from Scotland, Australia, Germany. Bluegrass is big overseas, and we have several stations that carry us overseas. So they are professional bluegrass bands, and we have a different band each Saturday night, and the best and good Southern cooking served family style. It's like going to the Grand Ole Opry, but you get to eat on top of it.
Yes, that is what I'm talking about. Can people get up and dance? Can they square dance or anything like that?
They can, but we do it in the 1880 Sutton General Store. We can accommodate 100 people, so it doesn't have a big dance floor, but it's a very unique setting. We have been chosen as the #1 small town in America that has preserved its historic town. The third one was Mackinac Island. So we were very honored that we were chosen for that, and that has just happened in the last 2 months. Our buildings are on the historical register. We've been featured in Southern Living magazine, Country Living, different magazines of that nature. We are definitely a destination, and if you haven't been to Granville, you need to come.
Oh, yes. Well, congratulations on the recognition there. And again, Granville Spring opening March 8th. What's the very first festival after that opening?
After the Mayberry Lucy Day, April 14th and 15th.
Okay.
Cornbread and Moonshine, May the 6th. That'll be the opening of our Decanter Museum. We also have every Elvis Presley decanter that's ever been made, and we will be having an Elvis concert as part of that grand opening.
Oh my gosh.
On May the 27th, we have our Heritage Day, which is our largest festival. We have an antique car show. We have the Uncle Jimmy Thompson Bluegrass Festival. Uncle Jimmy Thompson was the first performer on the Grand Ole Opry. He was born in the Granville community. We have the Uncle Jimmy Thompson Bluegrass Festival here on May the 27th this year. A great day of bluegrass. And then we have the Saturday Night Bluegrass to follow that. We have a special exhibit here honoring Uncle Jimmy Thompson, and we are listed on the Tennessee Music Trail because of Uncle Jimmy Thompson. And so we do that festival. Then we go to the month of October. We have the state's largest Scarecrow Festival for the entire month, and Old Time Craftsman Festival. And then we go to Christmas, the second week of November. We are a Hallmark movie town at Christmas. We have Christmas characters on parade. We have festival of trees. We have great entertainment. We have the Christmas plays. We have Christmas bluegrass shows. So it's a great place to come at Christmas time as well.
Fantastic. Was there anything that I haven't asked you that you want to share? I feel like I've asked you a lot.
Well, as I said earlier, we are a step back in time.
Yeah.
If you like the Mayberry way of life, you will love Granville. And we have so much for you to see and do. And people, I would say that if you've never been to a decanter museum, we encourage you to come. And you'll say, I have no interest in a whiskey decanter. I promise you, you will. We will have over 500 antique automobiles, decanters. We have a large Native American collection. We have a large animal collection. Every aspect of life is featured in these 5,000 china decanters. They are a beautiful work of art, very creative.
I personally cannot wait to see it. Mr. Randall Clemons, everyone's president of Historic Granville. Again, thank you, sir, for your time, and I will see you soon. And I hope you know I'm going to take up an afternoon of yours if you don't mind.
We'll be looking for you. We'd be honored to have you.
Thank you, sir. Again, the Granville Spring opening on March 8th. Stick right here on Mornings on Main Street. We have a lot more coming up right after this.
In Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
It's just a few cocktails at happy hour.
It was just a few cocktails at happy hour.
You really good try. There aren't any cops around.
I didn't think there were any cops around.
I drink and drive all the time.
Sir, you've been in a serious crash. I need you to hang on, okay? Tell me your name, sir. You know where you are right now?
Main Street Sports Today strives to bring you the most timely and comprehensive coverage of sports news and more from Middle Tennessee and beyond.
We cover the teams you care about from preps to pros and bring some of the most influential voices in sports to keep you in the know.
Tune into Main Street Sports Today each Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Download the Main Street Media TV app.
Welcome back. We are going to jump right into our national day today. It is National Day of Unplugging. So a day to toss your cell phones aside, put down the iPad, maybe get active today, do some meditation, get some rest, read a book, something along those lines. I know I'm going to enjoy a little bit of baking this afternoon. And as I say this, just, maybe do that after you watch and catch up on Mornings on Main Street. All right. Also an event to share with you that's coming up in May. So the event is the Clarksville Rotary Annual Metric in Clarksville, Tennessee. It brings hundreds of cyclists, and I know there's many of you out there, to Clarksville, Tennessee. On May 27th is the day of the event. It's a Saturday. But if you would like to register early, you can do that now by going to Bike the Cram. Again, this is the 30th annual Cram Ride for Clarksville Rotary Club. It is a fun morning. There are 3 different legs of that ride, but head over to Bike the Cram to register early before April 24th. By doing that, you can save a little bit of money there and ensure that you will get a t-shirt. Thanks so much for joining us here for Mornings on Main Street. We always love having you with us. Look forward to seeing you on Monday. So until then, have a fun and safe weekend.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Hey folks, while we take a quick break from the show, I want to tell you about our friends over at Custom Stone Handlers in downtown Columbia. Ed Rich and his team at Custom Stone Handlers believe in leadership. And outside of the military, our greatest leader building platform is sports. Custom Stone Handlers proudly encourages young people to get in the game. You can contact them today at 931-490-4990 or visit CustomStonehandlers.com.
Here at the Journey Louis team with Benchmark Realty, we pride ourselves on the service that we provide our clients.
We believe in delivering a level of service that is above and beyond what is expected.
We don't cut corners and we are always available. We are committed to learning and continuously sharpening our skills.
We're social media experts, we're tech savvy, and we embrace change.
It is our unending desire to be our client's realtor for life. We are the Journey Louis team, leading you home.
At Miss Lucille's, we go for apple pie. A place that feels like a home away from home. A comfortable place to bring your family from out of town. It's a place where great conversations are had. It's a place where you can shop 200 small businesses in one location. It's a place for you to shop for gifts for any occasion or just to treat yourself. Come on down to Miss Lucille's. You'll be glad you did.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.